delete your Linktree. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Everything Good and Convenient in the World is slowly disappearing, and we are not mad enough that we put all our trust in the corporations show. I don't like this game anymore. So, Linktree is feeding your profile to AI. Fucking surprise. I'll link an article talking about it below along with the actual statement. What should we do about this? What we should be doing with everything on the internet. Ditching the companies that expect us to stay on their dick and return to the indie web. You need a simple free site that holds all your links? Bro, I got you. I recently made my portfolio/link website, so I'm basically an expert in the topic. I'm not. So how are we going to do it? Okay, don't click off. We're going to have to do a bit of the C word. Don't click off. I know it sounds scary, but I've made a handy dandy template for you to use, free of charge. My treat. I'm going to be putting the template for free on Patreon. You don't need an account or anything to download them. I don't even have any paid content. I just feel like Patreon is one of the best ways to share resources alongside my videos. Maybe I could put head-free re-uploads over there? I don't know. So you'll get a zip folder with the code and some of the assets I use. There won't be many instructions, so essentially consider this to be the instruction manual. We'll break it down so you can edit this site literally however you want. Let's get into it. So the site we are going to be using is Neocities. It's free, although there is a paid version that lets you have more than one website and custom domains and stuff like that. But the free version is enough. Honestly, you can just make a few different sites under the same domain. When you open it for the first time, you should have two files, an HTML and a CSS file. HTML is the bones, and you can optionally use the CSS file to decorate it. I personally didn't. I put all my code in the HTML file. Having all the cosmetic stuff in a different file just makes it a bit neater. So everything we'll be doing is in the HTML file. Also, storage is limited on the free version, so the amount of images you can host on your site is limited. But there is easy ways around this. Linking images from other sources don't take up space. So I've been using Catbox, which is having some storage issues at the moment, so I don't know when it will be back up, but you can also use Imager and the Internet Archive. I'll have everything I've mentioned linked below, as well as some tutorials and cool stuff you can use. I won't be teaching you how to code, so I'll just link a few videos that help me below. Okay, coding looks daunting, but honestly it's just searching, how do I do this? And copy-pasting the code off some website. It's troubleshooting, that's the hard part. Remember to optimize. You'll need your files to be small for the site to not take forever to load. And don't forget it needs to look good on mobile. Honestly, it's probably more important that it looks good on mobile, so check it on all your devices frequently. Okay, so here's the template we're going to be using. It's just a quick Linktree style replica I cooked up in a few hours. Basically, you can just replace all the images, and I put a little GIF at the bottom just to show you that you can add GIFs. It's the best thing about having a custom website. I kept the template purposefully simple because customizing your website to however you want it is the fun part. Here's mine for example. It's just a simple portfolio page. We've got these buttons here. I'm going to add some more here. So there's paintings, storyboards, comics, and other stuff like that. And then we've got the link page, where as you can see, I added images for all my links. And luckily when you put an image in, it neatly sorts it. In this row, I didn't need to really do any placement adjustments. So that's what you can do. Let's get back to our file. So this is our basic file. I'll give you a quick summary. The HTML is setting the coding language. The head is basically the behind the scenes stuff. So everything in here is the title, which you can just change. We'll just do a key smash. And then the body is where everything that's visible is going to go. This is where we're going to paste most of our code. But first, this is just an optional thing. You can use this code here, and then copy paste it into here, and link an image. You can just paste the link in here, and that's how you change the icon in the tab. We'll delete that for now, because we're just going to be focusing on everything in between the two body tags. So under here, you just copy paste it and then we'll go through it together. So at the start we've got break tags. These are basically just hitting enter. So we'll just delete these breaks and see it's way up to the top. So you can just put breaks in wherever you want to have some more space. Now H1 means header 1. So you have to do these in order, H1, H2, H3, and then they get smaller. VW basically means it adjusts the size to whatever the screen is, so it'll be a different size on mobile and computer. Then you can also use pixels, which will have it more set, so you can pick whichever one you want. I left both in there, just as a treat. The color, the font, if you want it font, you can paste that in here, and then you just put your text in here. So this will be your title. And there's the title. And then this P tag is paragraph. I also put a break in here. As you can see here, it's on 2 lines. So you can manually break your own text. If not, it'll look like that. So then you just fill it in with whatever you want. Now we've got another break, and this is where we do our links. So my links are just clickable images. The source is here and here. Basically, all this is the same picture. It's just different you can choose to have a different one for mobile. I'll link the article where I got this code from below, so you can figure it out if you're better at this than me, but basically just mess with the sizes. I think this one might be for computer screens, and then this one I think is for mobile. And then here's the alt text. So this is for if someone's using a reader, you can do like link to site, and then when the reader goes over it, it will probably say link to site. I don't know how those work. And then up here, the href, this is where your page will go to. So we'll just get a link. We'll get the link to the Wikipedia page for bread, and we'll just paste that in here, and we'll view it. And you click the top link, and it will take you to the Wikipedia page for bread. So there's probably effects you can do. This is just the bare bones. You can probably make it so that it lights up when you click it, it makes a noise. You can do all sorts of things. I just don't know how. I'll figure it out later. And then we've got another break, and then it's just the same link over and over again. So you can delete these and have as few or as many as you want. They don't have to look like this. It'll give you the template for these buttons, so you can do whatever you want. The file will have these images, so you can adjust them however you want, but you can make them any shape you want. And then down here we've got this little GIF. I'll link all these. There's so many sites for GIFs and like backgrounds and stuff. Like we've got this one here. We'll get to backgrounds, but basically there's so many resources. I'll link these down below. So here, this is just a simple image link. So it's a lot less complicated than this. This is the link, so you can remove that and just have this if you want the sizes to be more adjustable based on your device. But this is just a simple image that is the same size on every device. It's just one that works on both sizes. Again, we've got the alt text, we've got the size, and then we've got the link. And then we've got some style tags, which is sort of like using a CSS file. So you can put stuff in here like your fonts or padding for the margins. And in this case, we're putting the background color. But you can also use a background image. You can delete this if you just want this. If you just want the background color, you can use hex codes, or you can just put in the names of the colors. Like we've got white. And then you can delete this if you want a background image like I did on my site. Just make sure it's repeatable. And again, you need to optimize all your files. So this is really low quality because it's small. You need it to be small. Otherwise it will take forever to load. And then you just paste the link to the image here. And just at the bottom, we've got a little paragraph at the bottom. This is just a personal touch that I like. I think it makes it look really nice and professional. And it's also convenient because it shows it's been updated recently. So you can go in here, or you could just leave this if you don't have anything you want to do. You can just put your name. Our buddy here last updated the site in 2016. And there, we've got a nice little date at the bottom. That is not 2016. This is just an old site, okay? So this is just a basic template you can use. Please edit it however you want. Add as many GIFs as you want. Make it your eyes bleed. And don't forget to optimize it for mobile. I know I forgot on my first one and I had to do so much work to fix it. And don't just take everything I've said in this video and put it on your site. There's so many other things you can use. Like, custom mice are an option I really like. I think they're so great, and there's lots of sites dedicated to them. Mouse trail effects are so cool. And then there's blinkies, stamps, and just look at other people's Neocity sites. You can see them on the homepage. Just go wild with the template. Let Linktree rot. And don't forget to be proud of yourself for abandoning another company. You're welcome, lads.
The bread to my rock, the flint to my steel.